everybody! We meet again in today's lesson of Year 4 Mathematics from iTTV. How are you doing? I'm doing great. And my name is Puyi, your tutor for today's lesson. Alright, boys and girls, in the previous lesson, we learned how to add numbers. And I gave you some questions to try. Now it's time to check the answers together. Let's go with question 1. How many is 9,213 added to 76,011? Okay, so you have to write the words in numerals, yeah? The numbers, write them in numerals. And then add them together in vertical form. Make sure the numbers are arranged according to the right place value. And then you can start adding them from right to left, like this, as you see on the screen. So, the total is 85,224. That's our answer. As for the second question, as you can see here, the question is given to us in horizontal form. Yeah? The numbers are arranged in one horizontal line. 61,149 plus 2,260 plus 6. So our next step is to arrange the numbers in vertical form like this. Make sure the digits are arranged in the right place value. Okay? So then, after that, you can start adding from right to left. And that will give you the answer, 63,415. What about the next question? The diagram shows the type of vehicles that use the highway in a day. Calculate the total number of vehicles. Okay, so we have three sets of number here. 36,200, 10,735, 3,335. Alright, so to find the total, we have to add all of them together. Arrange them in vertical form and start adding from right to left. Your answer should then be 50,270. That's the number of vehicles that use the highway in a day. Quite a lot of vehicles, don't you think? What about the fourth question? The one with a number line and missing numbers. Okay, this is a number line. Find P plus Q. So, we have to find out first the distance for one interval. Right? We can take 34,617 minus 34,607. So, that will give us the difference of 10. So let's find the value of P. Since the numbers are arranged in ascending order, so P will be 34,617 plus 10. Yeah? Because in the number line, as the numbers move towards the right-hand side, the numbers become bigger. Yeah? So P is 34,627. And as for Q, Q is 34,637 plus 10. Yeah, because it's the next interval. So Q is 34,647. Now, since we have the value for P and Q already, we can add them together. Like this. So P and Q is actually 69,274. Did you get the answer right? Yeah, question 4 requires more steps, yeah, to find the answer. But it is not that difficult after all. Now let's move on to our lesson for today. Welcome back. Boys and girls, in the previous lesson, we learned about addition. Today, we will be learning about the inverse operation of addition, which is subtraction. Now, why do I say that? Okay, let's say you have 10 plus 5. It gives you 15. Now, 15 minus 5 will give you 10. That's why we say that subtraction is the inverse operation of addition. Now, subtraction is actually the process of finding the difference between two numbers. Like this one. I have one card that measures 10 cm in length, and the second card measures 15 cm in length. To find the difference between the two cards, I will use subtraction, like this. 15 cm minus 10 cm gives me 5 cm. Now this is the difference. The result of subtraction, we also call it difference. Now, let's try to work out some questions together. Find the difference between 41,239 and 5,648. Okay, find the difference. That means we should subtract. Yeah? Let's work it out on the board now. So, we have 41,239. Now, subtract the next number, okay? So, subtract. Now, when we write the numbers in vertical form, we must remember to arrange them according to the right place value, yeah? 5, the digit 5 here belongs to 1,000. So we group it together with 1,000 and not over here because this digit 4 is 10,000, okay? Now we can subtract starting from right to the left. 9 minus 8, 1. Okay? Now 3 minus 4, 3 cannot minus 4, so we have to regroup, yeah? 13. 13 minus 4, you can use count on or count back. Count back means we start from 13 and we count backwards until we reach 4. Okay? To count on would mean to start from 4 and we count on to 13. Like this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So that gives us 9. Okay? 13 minus 4 is 9. If you're not so familiar with subtraction, you can use count on or count back. But as you progress, I hope that you will remember it quickly so that whenever you see 13 minus 4, you will know that the answer is 9 without having to do the process again. Okay, let's move on. 1 minus 6. Not enough. So regroup. 11 minus 6. Okay, 5. If you're not sure, you can use count on or count back, yeah? 0 minus 5. Okay, that's not enough. We need to regroup. 10 minus 5 gives us 5. And over here, 3. Alright. So, the difference between these two numbers is 35,591. Quite easy, right, to subtract numbers? Now, what about in this next question? 79,627 minus 6,319 minus 500. Okay, so right now we have 3 numbers, yeah? And using one operation, subtraction. So, when we have numbers arranged like this, we will solve the first 2 first. Now, we write the numbers now in vertical form. Okay, this is our first number. And then we minus or subtract the second number. Okay, now make sure the digits are arranged according to the right place value. And then subtract from right to the left. Now, 7 minus 9, not enough, so we have to regroup. 17 minus 9. If you're not familiar, you can count on 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 8. Yeah? Or you can count backwards, starting from 17 and count back to 9. Yeah? Okay, move along. 1 minus 1, 0. 6 minus 3 gives us 3. And over here, 3 as well, and 7. Now, from here, we will subtract the third number, which is 500. Okay, let's go. 8 minus 0, 0, 3, cannot minus 5. 13, that will do. 13 minus 5 gives us 8. And over here I have 2 and 7. Okay, so our answer is 72,808. Just a reminder, when we add 3 numbers together, for addition, we can stack the numbers together in vertical form. But for subtraction, we cannot do that. Yeah, we will take 2 numbers at one time. 2 numbers, and you have the difference, and then you take another number. Yeah, so this is the difference. Now, what about in this next question? Take a look. We can estimate the answer before we start subtraction, okay? Round off the numbers to the nearest thousand. So 79,627 is rounded off to 80,000. 6,319 is rounded off to 6,000. And 500 is rounded off to 1,000. So we rearrange the numbers together. 80,000 minus 6,000 minus 1,000. That will give us 73,000. Now, our actual answer should be close to our estimated answer, yeah, which is 73,000. Now, let's try to work out the question. 387 plus 1,250 plus A equals to 4,392. What is the value of A? Imagine there is a biscuit, and this biscuit is cut into 3, right? The first part is 387, and the second part is 1,250, and the third part is A. The total for this whole biscuit is 4,392. Okay, so remember what I told you about subtraction? It is the inverse operation of addition. So now we want to find the value for A. When we have A plus this number, we get the total. So to get A, we will take the total and minus off these two parts, which we know the value, and then we will know the value of A. So let's write it out first. A equals to the total minus these two parts, yeah? And minus this one. Okay, we can arrange them in vertical form now. Start with this number. And we subtract the next number, 387. Okay, check. Are the digits arranged correctly? Yes. Let's go. 2 minus 7. Oh, we can't do that. That's not enough. 12 minus 7. Now that's better. 12 minus 7 gives us 5. And here, 8 minus 8, 0. 3 minus 3, 0 again. And over here we have 4. We can now move on to subtract the next number. Subtract 1,250. What do we have? 5 over here. Next. Oops, that's not enough. 3. 10 over here. We have to trade. I have here 9. 10 minus 5, 5. 9 minus 2, 7. 3 minus 1, 2. So this is the value of A. A equals to 2,755. So now you know how to find out the missing number. Let's try another question. Here is a story about Mrs. Cheng. Mrs. Cheng runs a library with 12,567 books. She finds that 679 books have been borrowed on Monday, 468 books on Tuesday, and 400 books on Wednesday. How many books are still in the library when the library opens on Thursday? Okay, first, let's try to understand the question first. Mrs. Cheng runs a library with how many books? 12,567. Okay, this is the total, yeah? And on Monday, there are books borrowed. Again on Tuesday and again on Wednesday. So the question wants us to find out, after all these books have been borrowed, how many books are still left on Thursday? So what do you think is the operation that we should use? We have the total and the number of books borrowed on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. What operation? Subtraction! That's good. Now, what numbers should we subtract and from which one? It goes like this. We take the total and we subtract the number of books borrowed on Monday. And then we subtract the number of books borrowed on Tuesday. And then we subtract again the number of books borrowed on Thursday. Once we have solved this, we will know the number of books that are still left for the readers to borrow on Thursday. So you see, over here, we have 4 numbers but 1 operation, which is subtraction. So let's start by subtracting this part first. The total first, minus number of books borrowed on Monday. Okay, so remember, when we place it in vertical form, we must always check whether are the digits arranged according to the right place value or not. Okay, let's start. 17 minus 9 gives us 8. We can't minus, so trade. 15. 15 minus 7, 8. 4 cannot minus 6. 14 minus 6 gives us 8. Over here. Okay, so we have done up to here. Let's continue to subtract this number. Alright. What is the answer? 8 minus 8, 0. 8 minus 6, 2. 8 minus 4, 4. And just copy down. And then continue to subtract the number of books borrowed on Wednesday. Okay. 2, 0, 1, 1. So there you have it. On Thursday, when the readers come in, they will find that there are 11,020 books still remaining in the library. Boys and girls, up to here you have learned how to minus 3 numbers from 1 number. That's great. Let's move on to It's That Simple. Boys and girls, we will be learning about multiplication in the next lesson. How good are you with your multiplication facts? If you find it difficult to memorize everything, well, you don't have to, because they are actually repeated pairs. For example, 5 times 6 equals to 30. What about 6 times 5? That's 30 as well. Therefore, you don't need to memorize both. Just memorize one of it, yeah? So here are some handy tips for you. In multiplication, any number multiplied by 1 is the number itself. For example, 999 times 1 gives you the same number again, 999. The second tip, any number multiplied by 10 is the same number with a 0 added to the back. For example, 67 times 10 gives us 670. The next tip for you, any single digit multiplied by 11 is a repeat of the digit. For example, 5, that's a single digit, times 11 gives you 55. Now this is what I told you just now. Yeah? Changing the order of numbers does not affect the result. So instead of memorizing 6 times 9 equals to 54 and 9 times 6 equals to 54, you just have to remember one of them. Here are the 36 pairs that will help you. Yeah? Just remember these 36 pairs. Copy them down if you would like to. Now that should get you ready for our next lesson. For now, grab your pen and paper because here come some questions for you to try at home. Question number 1. 82,114 minus 43,198 minus 88 equals? Question number 2. Form the largest and the smallest 5-digit number from these digits. Okay, you have the digits 3, 2, 7, 0, and 1. What is the difference between the two numbers? The third question, what must be added to 27,980 to get 75,000? Here's a hint for you. Use the biscuit method that we have just used for the question earlier, okay? And question 4, Bandar Melati has a population of 45,482. 25,120 of them are males. How many females are there in Bandar Melati? Okay, boys and girls, that's all the time we have for today's lesson. Let's sum up what we have learned today. Today we learn about subtraction, which is the inverse operation of addition. Yeah? When we subtract whole numbers, if the question has given us the question in either a word problem format or in a horizontal form, we take the numbers and we arrange them in vertical form. When we put the numbers in vertical form, we must always remember to check that the digits are placed according to the right place value. And after that, we can start subtracting, starting from the right to the left. You should be able to get the answer by then. As I've told you, in the next lesson, we will be learning about multiplication. It's going to be interesting. I'll see you again in that lesson. Bye-bye!